Hello, everyone out there in YouTube world. Um, right, I waited up last night to the early hours to hear about the conviction to that police officer who in America who killed George Floyd, and what was my thoughts on the verdict. Me personally, damn right, that officer deserved to be guilty of what he'd done. Man, I tell you, man, we really live in a cruel world. We really do. And I know there's some good police officers out there, but there's those ones who think just because I'm a police officer, I can do the heck what I want to anybody, no matter what colour you are. But and I've always said this. I mean, I'm half black, so I know what it's like, to have to deal with racism and being targeted because of the colour of your skin. I know what it's like, man. And am I celebrating on the verdict? I am in a way, but this is just a little step in a very long and hard journey to fight for what's right, is equality on every level. I've just been, when I was watching the live feed from some of the American news channels, and I saw some of the tweets from some of the Trump supporters. Oh man, they ought to be ashamed of themselves in what they were saying. How dare they? An innocent man's life was taken by a law enforcement officer who thought he was above the law and he thought he could do what he wanted to do just because he got a badge and a gun. Listen, it was a human being's life that was taken over a year ago because of this police officer's erratic actions, not doing his job in association with the law. I tell you, man, it's tough, man, having to deal with racism in your own life. And the movements about Black Lives Matter. Listen, once equality is brought around the world with every race, colour, and creed, as it stands at the moment, black lives do matter and still matter because black people, out of all the races on this planet, have been the most targeted of all, and they have. And it's in the history books as well, for those of you who don't know about it, and for those of you who know, so you know where I'm coming from with this. Look, when my father came over, right, he came over on the Windrush era time in the UK. When he tried to get a place, for somewhere, he had money, and he wanted to rent a room at the time. Door was shut in his face every single time. But eventually, his brother, my uncle Calvert, got him to stop, with him for a while until when Dad found himself on his own 2 feet. But it was tough, man. And me, how I think with things, how things are going to get easier. That's a tough one to answer. Especially with me coming from two cultures of life. Because growing up as a kid in the late 60s and 70s, and people asking me, how do I see myself? Either Jamaican or English, or white. I said, listen, I see myself as a human being. I do, to see myself as a human being. Cut my skin, what colour comes out of my body? Red. You cut a white person's skin on the surface, what colour comes out? The colour red. You cut an Indian man's skin, what colour comes out? The colour red. And and so on and so forth for every other race. The colour red comes out. We are one race at the end of the day, you know. We are one race. And if I get any comments from people who say this against this, I said, listen, until when you've lived through racism, you cannot say anything untowards myself or for any other person who's had to deal with racism. You know, and I saw one tweet from one guy said, well, he was saying it's the internet, so I have the right to say, hang on, you haven't had to deal with racism. You haven't had to live with racism. So you haven't got the right to say anything if you haven't had to deal with it yourself. But getting back to the victory for George Floyd's murder, am I happy with it? Yes, I am. I'm happy with it. And it's going to change a lot of things in America for it. Hopefully they will be able to reinforce this issue in the police force itself, and hopefully worldwide with the other police forces around the world, because it goes on in other countries around the world. Over here in the UK, we know it goes on, but some of it gets swept underneath the carpet, and it does. And it does. But ending on a good note, so everybody, please, you know, you've just got to just find peace with everybody. Get rid of all this hatred of different colours from every part of the world. Just, you know, come on, just be as one race. I know that's a tough thing to ask. And it really is. But will it ever happen? I may not, well, I don't think I'll live to see it. But it would be a wonderful thing to happen for every race on this planet to be at peace with one another. Now, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing to be a part of? No one hating another race because of the skin of their colour of their skin. So let's just try and be good to thy neighbour of life, please. Anyway, please stay safe out there and be good to one another in life. Please just be good to one another. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment and share any of my videos. I know my videos don't get a lot of viewings like some other people's do, but you know, it doesn't put me off from doing it. Any type of videos, whether it's a review or an update on how I've been. And talking about that, how am I feeling today? To be honest, not much different really. But I'm trying. Anyway, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so when I upload a video, you'll get to see it come up. Anyway, then again, please stay safe out there. Please stay safe out there.